I'm just gonna pop in and start the recording again. And we are ready to go.
A right proper fight.
And yeah, I'm not gonna be doing the, as we talked about it earlier, I'm probably not gonna be trying to do an orky voice at this point. It's much easier. For some reason it almost comes second nature to type, but it's a different story to try and actually speak that thing out. It's just gonna sound like a weird hybrid of accents. I wouldn't want to inflict that on our viewers without any practice, so you're spared for now.
Okay. What's wrong with Tex?
No clue at the moment. Looks like Riku would like an apothecary plate instead, but
okay. Take in, my friend.
Well, Tex is back, so we're just gonna have to see what the final verdict is gonna be.
Yes. This looks green.
I think that was a countdown over, and it is going to be a Force Commander against the Warlock.
What map did they play last night?
I think that was one of the green. I think it was the green tooth jungle, the big one. No, that's not the jungle. That's a gorge.
Okay.
I think so, at least. But for some reason, I have really short-term memory while I'm casting.
I can't recall either. I just knew that it was fun and interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of weird since it's not because I'm feeling particularly nervous about this.
What?
And of course there's the whole problem with casting. Either I can't invite people, or I'm gonna have messages pop up while we're casting. Sorry about that, folks. It's one or the other at the moment. But enough about that. Should probably be watching these gents here.
Pretty standard openings for both of them.
Yeah, you definitely want the Banshees out against Space Marine. That's that's pretty much a no-brainer.
Tex is already trolling him.
Well, Tex isn't gonna be hiding that he didn't go Apothecary. Of course, Riku couldn't see that while we were in the startup. I don't know if it's because Riku was played a lot of Apothecary earlier, but yeah, it looks like we're gonna have a bit of a. I think both players are out to prove a point of sorts this time.
Yes,
so,
of course.
I think that was the message I got just now, but I didn't really have time to watch that, so I'll just read later. Then it'll suddenly make sense and be like M. Night Shyamalan or something like that. What a twist!
Riku is going for early power, so it looks like either Rangers or a Shuriken platform.
Certainly looks like it. Meanwhile, the Tex has gone with the double scouts.
Yes. Well, against Eldar, double scouts are pretty good because you get the capping power.
Yeah, you definitely need to retain a
challenge
power.
Eldar in map control. Oh, he goes for 2 generators. That is a lot of power.
About that.
That is a lot of power.
Warlock is pretty far out as well. Looks like he was looking to decap some requisition points earlier, get a bit of harassment going on. We do have the flamers out on the tactical marines though, and once Tex actually moves him into position, that power farm is going to be
And I don't think he's going to make it in time, either with his Banshees, which seem to run for a Gen Bash as well.
Well, I think he saw that the Force Commander was there as well, and with his Warlock this much out of position, he wasn't going to be...
I like the fact that Tex is patrolling the area around with his Force Commander, trying to hold anybody off.
Very true. That does seem like it's his plan. It's a Shuriken platform. He's gonna at least force the tactical marines to back off. They're not gonna have to retreat though, since they do.
The point is the energy is already raped. And Benjis are actually not as good in gen raping as Flamer Tacticals are, of course.
Oh, but they are still definitely one of, unupgraded, they're probably one of the best early tier 1 squads around.
True.
And Riku definitely made the right decision in going for the Gen Bash here. I mean, at this point I couldn't really see him forcing off any viable way for him to force Tex off, so pretty much the best thing he could do is...
his Gen farm paid off, because he gets Rangers and a Shuriken platform, and is not that far behind in energy.
No, definitely. Of course, Tex has a fair bit of amount of requisition. I don't think he's going to be going for a second tag, but he is going to need a fair bit to rebuild his power farm at this stage.
Yeah.
But Riku definitely has the what I would be calling the normal-sized tier 1 force. I don't think he's going to be getting any more units.
So.
I mean, he might possibly be getting another Shuriken platform up, but on the other hand, Tex might also be going for an assault marine before he heads on to tier 2. Both races can handle long tier 1 pretty well. It's not a... While other races, they pretty much need to hit tier 2 before their opposition, or they're going to be in trouble.
Yes. And the Rangers are starting to take pot shots in the middle.
Yeah, it became a fair bit more dangerous to tactical marines, in particular after the tech marines lost a bit of hit points along with their cost reduction.
And there come the assault marines, which does put Tex back in tech again, and he loses a tactical marine in the middle.
It was a very nice connect shot from the Rangers. It kept them on the ground just long enough for them to for the Banshees to catch up. And I think I do think that Tech's actually used for the Emperor and the tactical marines to reduce damage, but under normal circumstances, I think it's 2 Ranger squad shots to kill off a tag model, or is it 3?
Yeah.
I think it's 2 under normal circumstances.
Well, if you hit the same model twice, of course.
It's not that reliable, I can imagine. I mean, orcs don't have snipers, so I don't really.
Or you just go and hit stuff and hope it dies. Rangers are particularly useful against scouts, exactly what Riku is doing on the left.
Yeah, kills them in one shot. I do believe scouts give a rather disproportionate amount of experience in comparison to how easy they are to kill.
Yeah.
Not that much red, but well, they're a pretty easy source of experience you can actually. Yeah, there's the Soul Squad. Riku's gonna get those shurikens right on out of there before anything serious happens. This Warlock is gonna have to be careful though. He's getting knocked around by the Force Commander, and
but it looks like he's gonna get out.
Yeah, I don't think the Assault Marines have the energy to jump after him. But let's be honest, jump troops just aren't really good retreat killers.
That's true. They're not like Benjis or Sluggers.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, those units are pretty much the premier retreat killers at this point in the game. Sluggers do need their knob to be really good at it, but yeah, the whole
brought Tex back into the game.
Yeah, definitely.
He's gen bashing again.
He did need those assault marines in order to push back his force, and he's using them very nicely. He's not going to be able to really threaten anything seriously, but he is going to buy time to burn out his gen farm. And again, he just needs to buy time in order for them to actually pay for themselves. This flamer upgrade has certainly begun to pay for itself pretty well.
Yes.
And the thing is, normally you wouldn't be getting plasma attacks to counter, for example, Wraith Guards. So,
you see the double scouts, Texas double scouts actually are pretty good at retaining map control.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest part about playing Space Marines compared to us. Yeah. You have to get used to the fact that you actually have units that unless you upgrade them for a specific purpose, they're not going to be good in combat. You're going to need to constantly order them around queue capping orders and something like that. And well, that's pretty much a hallmark of a good Space Marine player, being able to manage, especially 2 scout squads. That can be quite difficult for in the when you're learning the game. That's probably one of the hardest part about it, seeing how a lot of players decide to start out with the Space Marines, since they do have this whole hard to kill thing.
And even though dual tacticals are pretty strong, they just give up map control too easily.
Yeah, they do have their advantage with the whole faster capping speed, but...
oh, that was a bad jump.
Yeah, I don't know, he had Shuriken platforms that actually jumped
And
before, but...
Riku seems to be losing... No, he grenade spiked the tacticals.
Yeah, it did cost him a few models, and he didn't manage to kill any of the tech squad, although they're very low
Well,
in health,
still,
but
the tech squad needs to stay in base for quite a long time and loses another model on retreat.
Oh yeah, so they did.
So they need to stay in base for quite a long time to heal up.
Yeah, at that point it definitely paid off for Riku. Not to mention that with the tech marines either being forced to come out at low health or to let the gen farm die. I mean, these banshees are just going wild on the gen farm while Tex is busy trying to regain control of the front of his base. This Shuriken platform needed to be dealt with before it could actually move against the banshees. And it looks like both the assault squad and tech marine squad only just got ready, and Riku is definitely going to be able to take down at least this generator he just blew up there. And they're getting out of there before any model losses will be inflicted.
Resource-wise, both players seem to be pretty even, especially when Tex has to rebuy those generators.
Yeah, Tex has a bit of a tech lead, but he doesn't really have the requisition in particular to buy anything unless he has any... It doesn't look like he has any sergeants or upgrades queued up.
Oh well, he does buy the Razorback.
Yeah, it looks like he just got the... That was pretty much perfectly timed. As soon as he hit tier 2, he just about got enough power for that. Riku does have the majority of map control at the moment. So really just gonna prevent the capping of this point. I'm guessing the scouts somehow snuck in and...
Another grenade spike by the Guardians on the right side.
Yeah, they can be awfully annoying to fight like that. They're especially dangerous for jump troops since they tend to concentrate on the on a model in the front, so we can actually anticipate which model they're going to be doing the whole charge jumping. They're all going to be standing on the exact same point when the grenade explodes. It's really hard to pull off on purpose, but that's probably going to be some of the nastiest grenade spiking you can do at this point.
Actually, your voice quality just dropped a lot, and it shows the show is offline. I don't know if you can confirm that.
Hang on.
Zonin?
It's... According to this, it is streaming still.
I can hardly understand you right now.
How about this? Is this any better?
No, your voice is a bit scrambled and it's hard to understand. And it shows me that the stream is offline. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Well, I'm having like 3 different people telling me it's alright. I think it's messed up a bit if you both have the stream going on as well as our Skype conversation. So I don't think there's any technical problems. It's just a bit of weirdness on your end, I think.
Oh,
quite a battle going on here. These assault marines are gonna be...
ASM.
Yeah, that's the thing.
No, he lost his ASM. That was a big blow for Tex.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to use the Razorback in order to reinforce them and keep them in the fight.
Yeah, he should have gotten in.
But that's the thing. You can't treat Space Marine like orcs. They do not reinforce with the kind of speed that orcs can. I mean, you can't keep orcs in a serious firefight as well and reinforce. That's the Imperial Guard stick. But Space Marines, especially Assault Marines, they just take too long to reinforce to stand up in that kind of fight.
Yeah.
He was unfortunate that it seemed like he pretty much only started losing models when the whole squad was down to around 20% hit points. So it's a bit different if all the damage is focused on one Marine, he dies, and then the others are near full health while the lost Marine is getting reinforced.
And he again goes for the Gen Bash, Tex does.
Yeah, he is. He's determined to get his money's worth.
And he built the Power Fist. The first commander equipped the Power Fist to deal with this Wraith Lord.
Yeah, he's gonna have a hard time actually doing damage, but at least he has something to keep the Wraith Lord from just doing whatever the hell it wants. Still, with both these Rangers Connect Shot and as well as the Shuriken platform, it's gonna be very difficult for Tex to actually land hits. Not to mention that the Warlock also has the Merciless Witchblade, which is pretty much the ultimate commander trolling tool.
Yeah.
The Gen Bash is completely successful though. These Tech Marines have pretty much done their job.
Your voice is back to good, by the way.
Oh, excellent.
I don't know. Something happened.
Yeah, no problem. Tex is avoiding taking any damage with the Razorback, but at this point he's definitely in a bit of trouble. He's a fair bit behind in a victory point.
Oh,
he's
he
having
rebuilds the assault squad.
rebuild their ASM, yeah.
Costs him a lot. Kind of looks like Dark Riku tries to go to tier 3 and maybe get out.
I don't know if he's gonna get I don't know if he's gonna try for an avatar at this point. He hasn't rebuilt his power farm yet, and so it's gonna take a long time for him to get the kind of power necessary.
True.
He might have something else in mind, but at this point it's kind of hard to tell what.
I personally love Wraith Guard against Space Marines.
He might also
if you can play them well.
He might also be aiming to do an Arthur drop at one point. She's extremely good at retaining map control. Not to mention it would be nice for him to have a bit something of a more mobile AV unit. He doesn't have, since he's a Warlock, he can't really support his Banshees as well as Farseer with, particularly with the loadout we saw was used last time. That's pretty much perfect for taking down vehicles.
He goes for Warp Spiders though, to most probably handle the Razorback easy.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to. They're not going to be doing much damage against anything except the Force Commander. They're going to be decent against, and of course they're going to be excellent Scout Hunters. But Warp Spiders are pretty much one of the best tank hunting support units in the game. Haywire Grenade is a ridiculously powerful tool as long as you have any anti-vehicle units nearby. With both the Banshees and the Wraithlord around, he pretty much just needs to land a Haywire while in decent.
This is actually not at all looking good for Tex in the middle. He might, yes, he does lose his post commander. But then Riku doesn't lose his, with how much? 1 energy. He got his ball out with 1 energy. That was lucky.
Yeah, it wouldn't be, I mean, well, of course it would be a loss for him to lose him at this point. He does have a army superiority at this point, but his requisition is low, so it would be taking a while before he could actually buy him back. At this point, the Tex does want to.
And Tex actually managed to get back in the victory point game.
Well, somewhat. He's keeping units from capping the middle point. At this looks like he is gonna be. I reckon he's gonna try and warp in with the Warp Spiders.
Yeah, he's gonna actually holding up pretty well.
Yeah, there it is. There's Haywire and. Now I'm getting a message.
It doesn't have
the stream appears to be offline. I'm just gonna look here. It shouldn't be. That's kind of weird.
Now it's back up again. Wow. And this Wraithlord seems a bit overextended, but he kills the Razorback.
He just killed the Razorback, and really, aside from the Force Commander, who's even suppressed at this point, he's not gonna be able to do much.
Now he builds a Sergeant on the ASM.
Well, he's built a Sergeant already, but he is getting a rocket launch out as well, and at this point the Wraithlord is going to be threatened at the very least, but the Melter Bomb is gone now, so he should be able to cut away pretty easily. Guardians are pretty desperately trying to repair though, but with this kind of with all the scouts around and such,
but still, this Wraithlord is in dire straits.
Yeah, it's actually expected it to be able to get away somewhat safely, but
he's gonna kill the Wraithlord. Yes.
Yeah, the Banshees were busy trying to deal with the assault squad, which also goes down. But
the assault squad goes down actually, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure that was a good trade-off for Tex.
Is down as well. So this is really bad for Tex. This doesn't actually look like.
Yeah, Tex also has Dark Riku has a ton of red for tier 2 at this stage actually.
Yeah. Quite
surprised since it's not like the Warlock probably has some of the more effective globals among the Eldar, I believe. Both the range damage reduction.
Oh, this is really not good.
Yeah, that special attack with the spear is incredibly brutal. Looks like we have a GG from Tex there, and it's really not hard to understand that these attack squads are. Well, they don't quite go down, but they are. Yeah. At this point, Tex pretty much only has the scout squads out in fighting condition, and there's the GG. Well played to both players, and
thanks a lot.
Thanks for coming along. It'll be interesting to see if we'll be seeing another one of them in the next match, or if we're gonna have a completely different matchup. Do know we have a few more players on standby.
So, what about your friend?